Bushiroad seems to have an ever-growing chokehold on the Japanese idol anime industry, with a variety of franchises under their belt. But I'd say their two most popular series have to be Bang Dream and D4DJ. Being owned by the same company, both franchises have covered some of the same songs. As their respective fan bases grow, it's inevitable that some competition will develop between the two, and I think the perfect way to make them go head-to-head is to have a cover song battle. So let's take a look at the songs Bang Dream and D4DJ share and see who will win the cover competition. Despite being based off the same song, these two covers have vastly different feels to them, with Roselia's take sounding like an epic anime opening and Photon Maiden sounding like a chill club song. Roselia, as they usually do, really delivers on that heroic sound with the chorus, although the rest of the song feels a bit like it's going through the motions. Photon Maiden, though, brings a funky beat throughout the whole track that is surprisingly fun to listen to. They also have the advantage of 4 talented vocalists that can carry this track effortlessly, with unique solos and beautiful group harmonies. This earns Photon Maiden the win for A Cruel Angel's Thesis. Both groups provide similar takes on this song while still adding their own unique touches. Morphonica makes full use of Mashiro's flowing vocals and Rui's elegant violin, while Piki Piki speeds up the tempo and adds some fun techno instrumentals. As a result, I think this one comes a lot more down to personal taste than whether the song objectively sounds good or not, since each version has its own merits. Both covers in a way emulate the flight of the song's titular butterfly, but considering that their icon is literally a blue butterfly, Morphonica does end up sounding more like a graceful monarch. Morphonica gets the point with Age Hacho. It's time for Piki Piki to cover Roselia, and Aimi is out for Aina's throat. In all honesty though, I think this ended up being the fatal flaw of Piki Piki's version. Kyoko's vocals just sound a little too overdone in my opinion, along with the other members of Piki Piki. Additionally, the electronic instrumentals don't hit as hard as Sayo's guitar or Akko's drums. And again, if Aimi is trying to prove herself as a more powerful singer than Aina, then I think that's dumb because she already has. People love to go on about Yukina's vocals, and that's not without reason, but even if Kasumi doesn't sound as mature as her, she still has some absolutely amazing vocal moments with songs like Light Delight or Returns. Black Shout just doesn't work as well with Piki Piki's sound and felt like it was trying to prove itself, but I'd rather listen to the headbanging rock of the original. Roselia maintains victory with Black Shout. Each band brings their own specialties to their covers of this song. Poppin' Party has some pretty vocals from Kasumi and a raw rock sound with their acoustic instrumentals. Meanwhile, Photon Maiden provides their signature chill instrumentals, smooth vocals, and a hype build-up. Unfortunately, because Photon Maiden's whole cover is basically just one big build-up that doesn't really go anywhere in my opinion, I found myself preferring Poppin' Party's version. It does a better job of transitioning between a subdued first verse and a more powerful chorus, and I just think their band's overall sound better fits the sentimental vibe of Bluebird. Poppin' Party earns the win with their cover of Bluebird. This song is so cute and hyper that it's almost overwhelming at times, so Hello Happy World and Lyrical Lily were great choices to cover this song. Hello Happy World especially brings their usual combination of jazz and rock instrumentals, with some energetic vocals from Kokoro to boot. Also, this VTuber Wolf Girl is here, and she's fine, she does a good job as well. Lyrical Lily leans into their vocalists' adorable sound and cute 8-bit instrumentals to make a sweet track, but like a decaf coffee, it just doesn't have the same punch to it as Hello Happy World's cover. With that, Hello Happy World wins the Bon Appétitos song cover comparison. Poppin' Party was a pretty perfect choice to cover Daydream Cafe. They have 5 strong vocalists that can carry the 5 vocal parts of the original song, and the band's overall sound is cute and energetic. Happy Around also does a good job with this song, with some fun vocals and a magical sound to their electronic instrumentals. I think in some cases though, the EDM sound tries a little too hard to be hype and ends up clashing with the more kawaii vocal performances from the Happy Around members. Like a coffee with 20 shots of espresso, this cover just leaves you feeling a bit confused and overwhelmed. Also, I have to admit this is one of my favorite Poppin' Party covers of all time, so Happy Around would have to do something really groundbreaking to make me prefer their version. For now, Poppin' Party earns the win for Daydream Cafe. Poppin' Party and Happy Around are back for a rematch. Days is a very pretty song, and Poppin' Party as usual expertly conveys a sentimental vibe with this track. Also, extra points for Saya singing in Kasumi rap solo. Happy Around's take is less subdued, putting a fun disco spin on the song, but it actually wasn't to their detriment. Each member brings a lot to this song vocally, and the instrumentals are fun to listen to without losing their emotional impact. Like before, I have to admit this is one of my favorite Happy Around covers, so it's hard for Poppin' Party's version not to seem inferior in comparison. Happy Around claims victory with their cover of Days. Pastel Palettes and Mermaid's interpretations of this song are similar yet different. Pastel Palettes takes the traditional route, adapting their instrumentals to fit the disco sound and complementing it with some adorable Aya vocals. Mermaid's track also makes you feel like the queen of the dance floor, but they update the instrumentals a bit to suit a modern audience. This was another hard decision that I think comes down more to whether you prefer the 70s disco vibe or the modern EDM sound, but I find myself coming back to Mermaid's cover of Discotheque more. With that, Mermaid dances their way to victory in this Discotheque battle. Exposed Burnout is a pretty memorable Reza Sulan song that has remained a fan favorite to this day, so Mermaid has big shoes to fill with their cover of the song. They bring some unique advantages to the table, fully leaning into the hyper sound of the track with rapid techno instrumentals. Unfortunately, it doesn't carry as much weight as the heavy metal instrumentals of the original song, and Mermaid's vocals don't evoke the same passion as Layer's performance. Overall, I just don't think Mermaid was the right fit for this song, and maybe a group with a more intense sound like Rondo could have done it better. Reza Sulan keeps their crown with Exposed Burnout. Both groups provide a unique take to this iconic song. Pastel Palettes takes the traditional route, and their sparkling sound fits the magical vibe of this song really well. Aya, Kokoro, and Mashiru all duet on this track as well, and each girl brings great vocal performances to the table. Happy Around kicks up the tempo a bit, and the 4 members sound amazing over the energetic instrumentals. Where Pastel Palettes feels more like a walk in the moonlight, Happy Around feels like a high-flying adventure in the starry sky. I ended up enjoying Happy Around's vibe more, and so they win the comparison for Moonlight Legend. This song is the perfect opportunity for both groups to flex, with some challenging vocals and hard-hitting instrumentals. Rosalia does their thing and brings an epic sound with the weight of acoustic rock instrumentals. Yukina especially gets a chance to shine at the chorus, with a vocal performance that is not only technically impressive, but conveys a lot of power in her words. Rondo combines heavy dubstep instrumentals with Nagisa's guitar, going for a darker heavy metal sound overall. It felt like Rondo was trying a little too hard to be intense and scary though, and it ended up sounding like a mess of noise at some points. Rosalia provides a more emotionally engaging performance and earns victory for Namae no Nai Kaibutsu. This comparison Selection was a tough choice because both groups are a great fit for this song conceptually. Hello Happy World provides a magical and adventurous vibe to this track. Kokoro's vocals work especially well, sounding cute and fun yet still being strong enough to hold their own when the chorus comes around. Michiru brings a mischievous and cutesy vibe to this song, which her voice actress actually arranged herself. It's a great track that provides a more modern take on the song, but I felt that Hello Happy World's call to adventure had more impact. Hello Happy World just barely takes the win for Pop Team Epic. Afterglow immediately seems like the perfect fit for this song. They have a raw, punk rock sound that fits the fast pace of this track, and Ren and Tomoe can easily carry the song's demanding vocals. For a while, I felt that their version was superior, but Photon Maiden's cover ended up really growing on me. Their vocals, while not as technically impressive, still have a lot of power behind them, especially when they're all put together. The instrumentals of this cover is what carries it to another level, and the speedy EDM sound conveys a sense of euphoria and adventure that is addicting to listen to. It was a tough battle, but Photon Maiden earned victory for Ready Steady Go. I just really like Poppin' Party and Glitter Green's cover of this song. Poppin' Party's signature sound fits the fun vibe of this song very well, and Kasumi and Yuri are a perfect vocal match. Admittedly, the odds are stacked against Happy Around. They provide some equally fun vocals, but the instrumentals try a bit too hard to be hyper in my opinion, and just end up sounding messy. Poppin' Party and Glitter Green worked together to earn the win with Seikai wa Hitotsu Janai. Like the last song, I did think Roselia would easily take the win for this cover since I've loved their version for a long time. It's a classic Roselia cover with adventurous instrumentals and powerful vocals from Yukina, but I tried going in with an open mind with Photon Maiden's version, and I ended up liking it a lot more than I used to. Thanks to their synthesized sound, their instrumentals are able to sound a lot more epic and like a movie score. The vocals felt a little unimpressive at first, but once all of the members get to sing together at the chorus, it brings the song to a high-flying climax. Photon Maiden claims a last-second victory with their cover of Synchrogazer. Unravel just carries an air of intimidation with it, not only being a disturbing song, but also incredibly difficult to perform. I remember a lot of Bang Dream fans being surprised when Morphonica announced they were going to cover it, but I definitely think they proved themselves as capable of covering this challenging song. While Mishiro's vocals aren't as outwardly emotional or overwhelming as in most renditions of this song, that doesn't mean they're any less powerful, and she ends up conveying a quieter sadness that sets her apart from other versions. The instrumentals also hit surprisingly hard, with Rui's violin especially carrying the track. Rondo, meanwhile, seemed like the perfect choice for this song, but I think they were a little too perfect. There's not much to make their cover stand out from the rest, and while it's still a very solid rendition, I don't find myself coming back to it often. Morphonica gets the point for Unravel. I feel the only reason that this song is remembered in the Bang Dream fandom is because it's one of its first songs and basically its anthem. Otherwise, I feel it's the definition of a mid-poppin' party song. It's just good. And so Happy Around didn't have a giant weight on their shoulders when making their cover. Even without comparing it to the original, Happy Around's version is a really fun track overall, with hype instrumentals that blend well with the energetic vocals. Happy Around takes the win for Yes Bang Dream. With that, we finished the cover song battle. After 17 grueling rounds, D4DJ emerged with 7 points while Bang Dream claimed 10 points. Does this prove once and for all that Bang Dream is a superior franchise and D4DJ fans should be ashamed of themselves? No, and I don't think there's any way to quantitatively prove that. Both Bang Dream and D4DJ have their own strengths and weaknesses musically, and each franchise still boasts a lot of great music. So there's nothing wrong with liking both franchises as I do. And if you disagree with some of my picks, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this battle of the bands, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!